So recently, I cleared out a Woodland Mansion because I wanted to do that as just part of getting through the game, and I kind of realized that there are things in the Woodland Mansion that are right up my alley in terms of making pixel art. And similar to the giant squid that I built in episode 9, we're talking there are wool pixel arts to be found all throughout Woodland Mansions. They're procedurally generated. Sometimes they're not in every one, but I really got lucky with this one. So let's take a look around the mansion. And right now, as we're looking at this guy's face, right in the room next door, boy, did I get lucky. We have a black cat with green eyes. What a cute way, and little white socks. It's so cute and adorable. And I just realized I had this idea. I said, as much as I like to do pixel art, why don't we relocate these things from on the server? We can take down all the blocks from this cat in this room, clear out the room, put it in its own little shulker box, and from there, take it back somewhere. I think that's going to be the move. We're going to take all of the pixel art from this Woodland Mansion and move it somewhere else on the server, and that's going to be fun. So we're going to take a look around the rest of the mansion and see what else we have in store, and then from there, we're going to pack them up and figure out what to do with them. Well, I had almost given up hope, but well, what do we have here? One more statue. And now this is one of my favorite ones because it's it's big room to begin with, and it's got a little bit of depth. It's almost like, well, where's the rest of this guy? Is he like, did he get phased into the floor? Is he hiding underneath? How did he get here? But so I think what we're going to do is we're going to start here and pack this guy up. So I got 3 shulker boxes for the 3 pixel arts that we're going to take out of this mansion to relocate. We're going to pack this guy up in its own shulker box, assuming we can fit it all, which I'm sure we can. So to take down wool, we just use some shears and start to collect all the blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and take this guy down, and we'll move on to the next one right after we get all these materials packed up in this shulker box. So as I've been collecting this wool, I completely forgot that inside this statue in particular, there is always a little surprise. It's like his brain is made out of a block of lapis. Pretty interesting. I don't know why. I mean, it's just one block. It is valuable, but relatively speaking, it's not the most exciting discovery in the world. But at the same time, it's a fun little Easter egg. So just wanted to point that out while we're finishing taking down the rest of this statue before we move up to the cat. All right, now that the room's completely empty, I'm noticing my shears are basically dead. So we're going to put all these materials into its own shulker box like we planned, so that when we go to relocate it, we'll name the shulker box the statue that it is, and then from there, we'll be able to just quickly unpack it because all the materials are already here. That said, we're going to go quick grab another pair of shears, maybe 2 pair of shears, and move on to the cat and our little face in the wall. All right, now that we're over at the cat, I promise that no cute cats were harmed in the deconstruction of this statue. Let's get started. All right, now that we're all done, we're gonna pack them all up and get ready for collecting the last little bit, that face on the wall at the top of the stairs. Look at that empty room. All right, so we've placed the scaffolding up to where we need to operate, and we can stick the shulker box on the wall. We'll climb on up and take this guy's face right off the wall. I'll be interested to see what's left behind it because I don't think I've ever done this before. Oh, it's just wood. So we'll leave this indentation where this face used to be and move on to, oh, a window. Never do that. Oh, I wonder what it looks like from the other side. Too late now, so we're just gonna finish collecting these items and move on with our lives. All right, well, now that he's gone and we've taken care of the cat and the other statue, it's time to decide to go back home and look for a place where we can relocate these statues to. I have to think about it a little bit. So as I'm leaving the Woodland Mansion, one last thing you'll see here, I have a partially built structure, kind of a base of operations to operate out of. I just built up really quick with some of the materials that I had on hand and from the surrounding area. And I have another portal. So we are very, very far away. Actually, I believe this location is somewhere in the order of 12,000 blocks away, which I don't typically like to go over 10,000 blocks. But because I got this Woodland Explorer map and followed it out to this location, that's where it took me. At the same time, that gives us the opportunity to collect another advancement, which I don't believe I have yet. And that is, in the Nether tab, it is this guy here, Subspace Bubble. Use the Nether to travel 7 kilometers in the overworld. I actually haven't done that. So, because this is so far away and I already have another portal here, if I go through there and generate one, then find my way all the way back to my own and then pop out on the other end, maybe by Spawn Town or by my Dark Castle, I will have achieved that achievement. But what we're actually going to do is I've marked these coordinates and we're going to go home first and then go through the Nether from the other side, put a portal in the corresponding location, and then pop out on this side. And when we do that, we will then have achieved the achievement. So we'll do that real quick and get that achievement right now. Hello, Editing Classer here, admitting that I did not record that entire trip through the Nether to achieve what I just said I was about to achieve. I did remember at the last moment to take this screenshot, but anyway, back to the video. Hi. So we've come back down to the Ancient City Restoration Project because, of course, we are doing a little bit at each one of my projects, and I thought it would be really cool after visiting that Woodland Mansion and bringing back all of these statues in their individual shulker boxes with them. Speaking of which, I did name them. So the cat's where we're going to start off, and what I thought we could do is directly on top of this middle feature is to just go ahead and recreate the cat up there. This statue of a cat that kind of leads down the hallway right on top of this hallway, the ribcage hallway. And I think that would be kind of fun, so that's what we're going to start off by doing, and I'm going to go ahead and get started placing these blocks in just a moment. So yeah, I think if we put it, we'll stick the shulker box right up here. There's all our supplies. It's funny, it's mostly black wool for that cat, and there wasn't, much to it, but when we lay it all out, it will be a recreation of what we took down when we left the mansion. So it's going to be right here. It's going to be hanging. I think his paws will be right on the end here. We'll get to building that right now. Yep, it's definitely pretty handy to be able to, especially if you need to organize a lot of shulker boxes into builds. If you can make them different colors, so you can certainly dye them, and you can name them. So I've named this one Cat, and I believe, if I remember right, we'll start with the paws that hang off the end. So I am pretty sure that there is a white on either side, and then there's a couple lengths for the arms, and from there, I'm going to have to go back to my reference, but we're going to go ahead and start filling out the rest of the cat, probably like that, and we'll keep going, and then we'll be back when it's all done and see what it looks like atop this hallway. Okay, and as we put the finishing touches, I think this is the last. Let's see, is my inventory clear? Inventory's all clear. The tail's on. I got the back of the head, the ears. Let's jump down on the shulker box. That's empty. And we hop down and turn around. There he is. There it is. Oh, wow. Look at him just sitting right on top. What a cute cat. All right, so that's what we've done. We've relocated this cat down from the Woodland Mansion right here on top. It's so funny. Oh, God. What a crazy idea. See, you can just do any... Minecraft is... Who would think to put the cat from the Woodland Mansion, just pack it all up and bring it down to the dungeon here? But, this place isn't going to look like a disaster forever. So, maybe it's a breath of fresh air, starting to look a little more like there's some life around here. And boy, is it cute. All right, so that's one spot. And we're now going to have to go over and find a spot to put that Illager head. The one that was sticking out of the floor. I believe somewhere in that direction, there's a pretty good open space, if I remember right. Yeah, this pillar. I had just made this pillar recently, and I saw this big open space, so I think we're going to go ahead and stick that Illager head right there in the corner. Let's do that. Do I have the box? I got the Illager in the floor. We'll pop it here, and in just a few magical moments, we'll put all these materials, and we'll have the Illager in the floor right now. So as I've been building this guy up, I've just realized, I think right about here is where his brain goes. So I obviously don't want to feel like I took this guy's brain just for my own personal riches. So where's the center? We're going to put his brain right back where it belongs, in the middle of the block of lapis. and now he can have his brain cell back again. So we'll continue finishing the rest of this head and get a good look at it at the end, but now we can all rest easy. He's got his brain cell back, so we cover that thing up. No harm, no foul. And we'll just finish this guy up and check out what he looks like at the end. Well, I'm all done, and there he is. It's a little dark in this corner. I mean, I wanted to, this space is pretty well open here, and I wanted to kind of put him out in the middle. I still intend to do something with the middle of this space, or some kind of central feature, maybe in a water feature or a fountain. So I just stuck him off here in the back. He's there for now, and that's where he's gonna stay. Well, maybe not. I mean, on the other hand, you could always move things in Minecraft. It's not the most difficult task in the world to take it back down and move it again, just like we did from the Woodland Mansion to get him here in the first place. That's 2 statues down and 1 more to go. I'm gonna save that for a different time because I probably put the face that I took down from the top of that stairwell in another area. For the rest of this episode, I think what I'm going to need to do is figure out just a little more restoration down here and probably 1 more decoration, and from there we'll have to wrap it up and decide where we go next. I think what I'm going to continue to focus on is this courtyard area, and we're definitely going to make it into a courtyard. So just for the rest of this episode, I'm going to go ahead, clean up all the skulk on both sides of these walkways, and then start the restoration process of putting in the blocks that are missing. And probably, I think I mentioned putting a fountain in the middle. We'll have to come up with a design and do that, but a little bit of work to be done down here. I'm going to do that, and my goal by the end of this episode is to have a completely restored, skulk-free area and all the walkways rebuilt with a fountain feature in the middle. We'll see how far we can get for the rest of this episode. So I'm gonna get stuck in and get down here and start clearing out some skulk with the bling hoe to gather some of that experience, because again, with the silk touch, I already have plenty of skulk. We've dropped off tons at the community storage, so I may as well just destroy this stuff while I go and clear it up. So me and the hoe have a lot of work ahead of us, and let's get stuck into it. Alright, we're checking back in with some of the progress. I have started to really clean up these walkways, and I've added behind our Illager statue there a crosswalk, which we're going to help enclose this area. And as you can see in the center, I've started, well, it's not exactly in the center, but it's lined up with our little guy's nose over here, the fountain feature. So we're going to just quick pop down here and get an idea of the lay of the land. We're going to focus on the fountain right now. So to do that, I'm going to, this is one of the cool things about Minecraft, again, is like all you have to do is start with an idea, and from there you can, you know, just to get the basics down, and you can then build it. You can make adjustments where you think it, you know, if something doesn't look quite right, or if you want to make it a little more fancy than what you started out with. That's what the game's all about. That's what your creativity can bring. You know, there's no pressure to make it perfect the first time. Heck, I mean, even, you know, I've talked about moving this guy. I might actually move him up like 1 block just to get him away from the crosswalk. Like, that would entail tearing it down and building it back up again. Easy to do in Minecraft, just a little bit of time and your imagination, and that's all it takes. But what we're going to do, I'm going to finish this off and we'll see what it looks like from afar. This feature is going to have, if I kind of remember, I've done a similar basic fountain like this before. It's just a quartz like pillar with the water falling down in the middle into this pool, and on either side there's going to be like a quartz walkway with maybe 2 very simple white pillars on either side, just to kind of have like a little walkway towards the fountain where maybe some of those villagers that are going to be roaming these halls can come and, you know, throw their coins in and make some wishes or something like that. So I'll finish this off and we'll take a look of what it looks like in just a few minutes. Alright, a little progress update. So we've put in all of the quartz, and I'm pretty happy with the designs that we've got on the floor. Pretty basic, like I said. And another thing that you can do, and it's kind of interesting because this will be the first water feature here, I intend to have water be play a main role in moving throughout the city. Part of it's going to be transporting items throughout the city. Others will just be decorative features, maybe throughout the floor. We'll figure that out, but at the very least, so right here, you just hop on down. Using stairs is a good way to add some texture and the ability to put water in without making, you know, a giant puddle. So water, here, I'll just show, I only have 1 bucket. Unfortunately, it doesn't flow. So I'm going to put it in here, and what it does is it only waterlogs the one stair. So instead of flowing throughout, it really just sits there. And we're not going to do that just yet. I'll have to make a water source so that I can fill all of these in individually. But you get the idea. So it makes a nice little, blue color. Doesn't allow you to fall in or get tripped up like a full block would, and kind of adds to, some of the texture and life of the floor. So we're going to be planning to do that. Since we're talking about water, let's go ahead. I've built the pillar, and I gotta, go up to the top. We'll head up to the top here and put that water right on this wall, right on top of that block, and it will flow down through these and collect at the bottom. Here we go. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, so very, symmetrical design. Basic, like I said, and what's really cool is this can change. If I want to make this a little more taller or maybe ornate or go off in different directions or try to make an attempt to change the shape and design of the water, I can do that. But for now, we're going to leave it just like this so that it's here in this courtyard, and we'll continue our work. I will make that infinite water source and go ahead and fill in the rest of these floor features, and we'll see what we can do after that. All right, I'm back at the little base operations with 2 buckets of water, and I'm going to just illustrate how to make a infinite water source. I'm sure most, Minecrafters are aware of how to do this, but for the fact that we're going to need to fill out all of these individual stairs with water, this is how you set it up. So you just build a little 3-block hole. You put 1 bucket of water on one side, you put the other bucket of water on the other side, and the middle fills out to a natural source block. And from there, you can then fill infinitely the water from the source block, which means I go over here, I can put 1 there, I can put 1 there, and I can collect them both back from the middle and continue the process until it's all done. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these out now. All right, back atop the pillar looking down. Well, it's kind of long ways. We'll hop on over here and look long ways. Yeah, really cool. So we're done, at least with the very preliminary piece. Just have it here in place. Always add, like we say, always do a little more, but for the time being, this thing is done right between our Illager head and that restored pillar right there. Kind of a central feature in this courtyard, and I really think that we're just going to head and move on. We're going to continue to focus on this courtyard, finish the restoration, especially in that new back crossway. That'll be next. I don't know, we'll have to decide. There may be some functional things down here. Maybe we'll put some of the villager stations down here that we intend to do, so to give some activity and life around this fountain. Plenty of opportunity for really giving some life to this particular area, and that'll be a nice starting point as we go off to the rest of the area. But there's so much to do that's limited only by your imagination. So I'm going to clean up these items because I think I'm kind of done here for now, and we're going to head back to the start. Always clean up your infinite water sources. We'll just cover that guy up. We will now head back to the beginning where we will find our cat statue. And I think that's where we're going to wind up ending the episode. There's our cute cat right atop the crosswalk heading into this central portal. Well, now that we've gotten a few more things done down here in the ancient city, we've got our cat statue, our Illager head statue off in the distance, started to make and clean up the courtyard, add some more restoration pieces to the clearing of the skulk, and there's plenty of room and plenty of opportunity to just continue to restore this place, add life, add features, add all kind of things, and make this place my own. But we're gonna wrap it up for this time. I have a feeling we're gonna be spending a lot more time down here in the next couple episodes, again, because there's just so much to do and so many different things that I can do down here in this cleared out ancient city. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.